A lot of people here that I wasn't expecting.
Dr. Seuss, the business info.
So, thanks for coming out, first of all. For those of you that are here and in the class, bear with me for the next 10 minutes or so. So I think I'll sit down because I always like to create the aura. And I think I should probably introduce some people that are here. And I would introduce all the students because I recognize every one of them, but I'll spare you that. But I will kind of single out my wife, Kathleen. So Kathleen is my best friend, and she's also, equally importantly, the CEO, the superstar CEO of the Irving family. So she kind of keeps the engine going every single day. And so I don't know what I do without her. A lot of what I'm able to do is because of the people, kind of the support system I have, and you probably bear witness to that. I'll also single out my mom. So Mary Irving, I'll call her Mom, if that's okay with you. So if you guys just push on in. Darren, if you'll just please. Just got started a little bit too early. So everything that I know about education is kind of a product of my mom. So not only did she bring me into this world and she supported me for my whole life, but she's also a retired teacher, recently retired teacher, and so she has, in a lot of ways, helped me kind of adopt my philosophy, kind of watching her over the years. So I thank her for that. Additionally, the last 6 years when we've been in Williamsburg, she has been very, very influential in kind of helping us out. For those of you that have small children, which I think is none of you, they take a tremendous amount of time and effort, and I'm not always there because I'm here sometimes, and so she has pitched in time and time and time again. So for that, I thank you. And then I'd be remiss if I didn't introduce Jack. Jack's my dude. And Elizabeth, you want to come out, Liz? Say hi. Wait. Yeah. So I think Kathleen would agree with me that it's been a blessing to watch our kids grow up in Williamsburg. Jack was 3 months old when we moved here, or a little, I guess, between 3 and 6 months old. He's now how old? 6. And Elizabeth was born here, so she's going to be 3. You're 2. Yeah, you're going to be 3 next month. So. With those introductions, I'll leave you, I think, with two thoughts and kind of one creative exercise. So, first thought, some of you that came to the senior dinner heard me say this, but I truly believe, and it was instilled in me a very long time ago, that in order to be great, you have to believe you're great. And so I use that over and over again. You've all taken my class. Unless you're in my class for the first time this spring, you've heard that before. And so the groundwork for your path to greatness, and I often use kind of path to greatness to describe where you're headed. You know, I'm kind of an old fogey that has no potential, right? I mean, I've kind of done everything I can do. I suppose at some point I need to get tenured. But other than that, I've kind of achieved everything I can achieve. And so this idea of paying it forward to try to get you, or to help kind of get you where you want to be, I play a very, very, very small part in that. But maybe there's something I've done that kind of enriched your educational experience. I don't know. But you have a platinum education, right? William and Mary is unlike all other schools, and I've been at a lot of other schools. And so if you take your platinum education and kind of combine that with, for many of you, you're kind of looking toward your first work experience. Right? As I look around this room, I see some people that are freshmen all the way to people that graduated 3 or 4 years ago. And so that platinum work experience, that first kind of entry into the working world, I believe makes you double platinum, right? And so in the music business, double platinum is the standard of excellence, right? And so your platinum degree, your platinum work experience makes you double platinum. It's a little bit corny, but that's what I'm going to go with, right? So I think William and Mary provides kind of an anti-cookie cutter education, right? It's extraordinary, it's unconventional. I think your classes here are very different than at other universities, and I've been at a lot of universities that have that do things differently, and the culture here is superior to all of them. So second, rather than kind of drone on and on, because you're getting a little bit impatient, I feel, rather than wax poetic, I will kind of give you the poem that I've written. So if you're in my class last semester, you've seen a shade of this, but I've changed it. And so I think I'll put it up on the screen. Yeah. There it is. So I'll let Jack sit there since he decided that's his seat. So if anybody's familiar with this book, Oh, the Places You'll Go, it's written by Dr. Seuss. It was written, actually, it was his last book before he died. And so if you've ever graduated or done something exceptional, perhaps you have a copy of this. And so this is kind of the version that he came up with. And so what I've done is you've kind of maybe seen this version before, but you've never seen kind of Dr. Irving's version. And so I present to you today The Places You'll Go by Dr. Irving, April 25th, 2012. Okay, so on cue, right? You have earnings per share in your head. You have tried pride in your heart. You'll soon find yourself leaving the William and Mary family for a brand new start. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and hopefully you figured out the statement of cash flows. You won't lag behind as a true visionary, like the enigmatic Dr. Meatless, whose identity is eternally buried. Wherever you fly, like the griffin, you'll be best of the best. Wherever you go, beyond Tallulah, you will top all the rest. I'm sorry to say so, but sadly it's true. Lost luggage and micromanaging bosses will happen to you. During these times, reflect on the fond memories of this course, 302. And I suppose not all of you took 302, so I'll interrupt it and say whatever course you took. On and on you will hike, and I know you'll hike far, similar to the trek from Miller Hall to Old Campus for that last TER. You'll get mixed up, of course, as you already know. You'll get mixed up just as you did with LIFO and FIFO. So be sure your journal entries are made with care and great tact, and remember that life's a great balancing act. Just never forget to harp upon the gale as you recheck and edit, and never mix up your debit and credit. Will you succeed with hard work indeed? 98 3/4 hours per week, work hours per week, guaranteed. Okay, so with that, let me kind of as a final note, let me say I've enjoyed immensely the last 6 years. By far, it's the most rewarding professional experience of my career. And I guess the French proverb, right, that says the more things change, the more they stay the same. The only thing that's really changing for me is my physical location, but the kind of connected world that we live in now makes it really easy for me to stay in touch with all of you. So I've built this email database. That's probably how most of you found out about this if you're not in the course. And so I guess I would just encourage you to keep in touch. And so I guess I'll kind of end it there, and I'll say go try. So thank you to all of you for being here, and that's kind of the end of the course and the end of my time here. Bye.